You're wonderful.
I'm thrilled. I'm so happy to see you, my friend, again and again. One of the things that we didn't say is that Corinne and her husband Fred were here a few years ago and conducted a 5-day workshop for laughter leaders, for us, based on the methods that she developed in France. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Steve, and hello, Cathy. I recognize just Cathy, but I think there's many people that I may know today, no?
Hello, bisous.
Okay, it's all Greek to me. Thank you so much for being willing to help us to go deeper into the therapeutic humor and laughter so that we can fly higher. And I invited you because of the incredible contribution that you made to a subject, a topic for which there was a lot of resistance, but you have helped to break it down, and you have created such a high standard about the training. So,
thank you very much, Steve, because without you, I won't be here. It's you who made me. You are the one who did the work.
Good.
I'm glad that you know that. So we're talking about how a person's career, the arc of a career. A person starts someplace and they go here and there and they end up, you know, where we are, where you are. And I want to inspire everybody who's with us at this advanced workshop that they would think about where they're going and who have been the influences in their lives. And so could you tell us what you were doing and what your life was like before the humor, before the laughter?
Okay, you made me work, Steve, because I had to think about all of this. In fact, my mother was a doctor, and I was a very serious student. I started with medicine just 1 year, just to have a look. And then I became film director, and nothing to do with that. And during 10 years, I was a film director, but I thought it was not what I wanted to do. I stopped to study medicine. You understand my English, everybody?
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui?
Oui, yeah.
I didn't want to be a doctor because I was not interested in the body of the people. So I became something else. But after 10 years of shooting movies, I realized it was not my vocation at all. And I thought that maybe I wanted to help people, but not with the body, but with the mind. So I started to be a student of psychology like you, but I was 30 years old, and I did that during 4 years. But just before becoming a psychologist, I stopped everything because I found that it was too sad to help people getting better with psychology. I thought every day, all day long, they are going to come in my office and say how sad they are and how horrible is their life. And okay, I want to help people, but I don't want to hear this all day long. So I stopped to want to be a psychologist. And I did other things. I was a journalist and all those things. And when I was 40 years old,
we're speaking to you, and you're in the south of France, right? Correct?
I was in Paris. My husband was a lawyer.
That's right.
I was a very serious woman. I was a journalist. My husband was a lawyer. We were living in Paris. And then it was the year 2000. And I was 40 years old this year. And I thought, no, it's not possible. I cannot do all my life like this. What do I really want? And I answered that I really want to live near the beach, near the sea, and that I had only one life. And if I wanted to see the sea, I had to go to the sea. So, okay, we left Paris And it was difficult for us because all our family were from Paris for generations. We have never been outside Paris. We had no family other way. But you are used in America to move. But in France, when you are born in Paris, you die in Paris. And you are happy to die in Paris. So we left to live on the seaside with the children. And then I thought, okay, now I want to do something I like all the day of the week. I don't want to work 5 days and to have just my weekend to have my life. So, okay, I am going to do something I love all the day of the week. So what can I do? And I did not know what to do. And I took a paper and I said, okay, I'm going to write on my paper everything I really love to do. So very quickly, without thinking, from my heart, it comes, I want to eat, I want to laugh, I want to see my friends, I want to make pictures and to write. I was a journalist. And that was all. I wanted to eat, to laugh, and to see friends. What kind of job could I do with that? I didn't know. And I thought that maybe I could manage to organize weddings. Because I will see
Wedding
people happy, they will eat and they will have the family. And I thought I would become a wedding planner. It was not really existing at this time. And this is exactly where I was in my life. When I saw a report on TV, it was the years 2000, it was really the beginning, about Dr. Madan Kataria and his laughter clubs. And I saw beautiful women with beautiful dress, Indian dress on the beach. And they were laughing without any reasons. And I thought, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to be like these women. I want to laugh like this. And I learned that some people were meeting to have laughter clubs and to laugh. It was the very, very beginning of that. So I wrote to Madan Kataria, and he told me he was coming in my country, in France, for the first time, exactly this day, where I was talking to him, and that he will make a training to teach people how to do that. And I said, okay, put my name on the list. And I was the first one in my country to go to do that. We were 20. I opened a club. And in my beach, where I didn't know anybody, I started a laughter club on the beach. And it was absolutely crazy because the first year, 500 people came to this club. It was the first one in the country. And people were coming from everywhere. They were taking the car, the bicycle, the train, the boat, whatever they wanted. But they were running to this laughter club. And they were saying, well, we are dying not to laugh anymore. We are really dying. We need this like water. We need to laugh. And I was absolutely surprised, very surprised. I did not know it would be like this. And journalists were coming. Each week we had a journalist and we had a report on TV, on radio, on newspaper. And because I was also a journalist, I was surprised and I thought maybe there is other people who think that it is important to laugh. Maybe there is other techniques around the world, and I want to know that. And one of the first I met was you, Steve. And it was such a pleasure to meet you and to hear what you did. And in fact, I learned how to laugh with you very, very few times after Madan Kataria, maybe 3 months after that. I think I was the first one to whom you teach it through webcam, like we do now. We were starting, nothing was working, it was terrible. We were so pleased. You were pleased to teach somebody so far from your home, and I was so pleased to meet you. And really, I never told you, I think, Steve, but you look like my daddy, and I lost my daddy when I was young, and you are my laughter daddy. So you are very important for me. And it was very surprising.
You are a very wonderful daughter. I'm very proud.
Thank you, Daddy. And it was very strange for me because I learned with Madan Kataria, who were from India, and then I learned with you, who were from America, and I am not from India or America. I am in the middle, from Europe. And what was wonderful in what you were teaching to me, it is that they were not only laughter. What you add to the laughter was something I have never felt before. It was the heart. You were speaking about love, about gratitude, about the way to connect to each other, the way to love each other. And really, this was very, very important for me to hear about that. It makes a real difference. But I was not feeling completely at ease with what you did. For example, when you say on Monday, we forgive, on Wednesday, we have gratitude, and I just remember on Sunday we eat chocolate. That was sure. For sure, I will not forget this one. But in France, we are the country of the revolution. And if I say to the people, you will forgive only on Monday, and on Monday don't forget to forgive, and on Wednesday we will have gratitude, they will kill me. They will not laugh anymore, because we are too much crazy to accept to have such a program very clear like this. So I could not use it completely, but it was good for me, but I did not know how to use it. And then the third person with whom I learned in the first year were very important too. They are called Claudia Sanchez and Ricardo Lopez. They have created something which is called playful sophrology, and they are from Bogota, Colombia. And it was completely new also because they were from the South of America this time. And I learned many important things with them about sophrology. I think you have not too much sophrology in America. And that's the moment I realized I had to create something more French from Europe to have something which will speak to all the people. And
there is this aspect of adapting to the culture.
Yes.
Cultures have different ideas about what's funny and when you should laugh, and so you recognize that it was necessary to blend or create something that would appeal to the culture that you were living in.
Absolutely.
And is that how rigology came about? How did that come about, this rigology? And you could explain what that means.
Okay, rigology comes from a French word which is rigolo, and rigolo, when it is a word only that the child uses. When a child thinks that something is funny, he does not say it's funny, he says it's rigolo. So we made rigology. We chose this name with Dr. Henri Rubinstein, who is the mentor of the school, and he's a doctor. And it was very important for us not to say rigolo therapy, for example. Because he said, I am a doctor, I wanted to have laughter in all the hospitals. But in fact, it was a mistake to think like this. Laughter has not to be something belonging to the doctors and to the hospitals. Laughter has to be to everybody. So we are not going to say rigolotherapy. We are going to say rigology, science of rigolo.
Now,
science of what is funny, in fact.
When I was first introduced to the idea, the concept of laughter therapy, I questioned who can use the word therapy. And when I did the research on the origin of the word therapy and therapeutic, what I found was that that was a term that for hundreds of years was exclusively allowed to be used by physicians, by medical doctors. And nobody else could say they were doing therapy or they were therapeutic. And this concerned me because we were loose, we were using the term laughter therapy. But then we also have art therapy and music therapy. So who can do this? And I think the thing that gave me great peace of mind was when I met Martin Seligman, who I know that you know very well, the founder of positive psychology, and had this discussion with him about it. And he said, oh, no. He said, I've redefined the word therapeutic. I've taken it from the medical field and put a big umbrella over much more things. He said the doctors, when they say therapeutic in the medical sense, they're meaning to find a cure or to fix what's broken. But if we can help people strengthen what's already working well, that's therapeutic. If we can help people to navigate through hard times, get through life better, that's therapeutic. If they have better self-esteem and self-confidence, that's therapeutic. So he had this new definition. And I said, may I use that? He said, of course, sure. So this is in our literature now. That therapeutic means so many more things, and we can use it with confidence and authority about what we do. So, you know, I think we...
So it's also a question of country. For example, you are a psychologist, so in France you are allowed to say therapeutic. I am not a psychologist, I am not allowed. But anyway, it was not a question of law. It was a question of what will be in the mind of the people. We wanted that everybody could take it. And not to, if we had put this word in our country, it would have been too medical. And in fact, we have to put back the laughter in the life, in the real life with people as much as we can, in fact. So how did this start, this story of Rigology? It is because at the end of the first year, when I was practicing laughter yoga, pure laughter yoga, a TV came to make a report, one more, and I told them to help you. I will ask everybody here to tell you what has changed in their life to come during 1 year to a laughter club. And I thought, Steve, that I will be a star. I thought that they will say, wow, that's wonderful. Now I have more humor. I sleep better. I am more beautiful. I am not ill anymore. I love Corinne. And I really thought I would become a star. And the first one started to speak in front of the first channel of the TV at 20, the best time. And she said, well, before coming to the laughter club, I was not able to cry. I could not cry. Really, I am happy because when I want to cry, I cry. And I said, oh my God, I am lucky there are 20 people, so the next one is going to be good. And the second one said, well, before coming to the laughter club, I could not be angry. I could not support when I was angry. Now I am really happy. When I want to be angry, I am angry. And I said, oh my God, what's going on here? And the third one, I was really like this. The third one said, well, I was not coming to the club because I cannot drive my car for 20 years. I am not able to drive my car. So Henri comes with me with his car. But now he's ill, he cannot come anymore to the club. So I take my car again and I can go everywhere with my car. And I was completely surprised. Nobody was talking about the laughter. Nobody cares about laughter. They were all speaking about the other emotions. And I did not do anything for this. We had just laughed during all the year, and we never talk about anything about what were frightening them, what was sad for them, never. And I thought, oh my God, if when I don't do anything to have this, I have this. If I want to do something with it, wow, what is it going to be? So I thought, I realized that laughter was an emotion, of course, but the joy was an emotion. And that all the emotions were at the same place in our body, in our head. And when you touch laughter, you have no choice. Even if you don't want, you touch the other emotions. And that can be dangerous for us, because sometimes we think that we only make laughter and people cry, and maybe they are sad. Most of the times, after having crying, they feel better, so it's okay. But we don't know what we do. If we don't know what we do, we can be dangerous for the people, for the group, and for ourselves, because we can have it back in our face. For example, with something like sadness, it can touch our sadness. So I thought, if I don't want to be dangerous, and if I want to be useful, I have to take care of all the emotions of the people who are here. And if we go through all the emotions, what we will find at the end, it is our pure joy. If we accept to cry when we need to cry, if we accept to be angry when we need to be angry, if we accept everything, if we let it go, so the last thing that we will find inside, it will be our heart and our real joie de vivre. And we will not need any exercise, any laughter exercise, because we will really laugh, in fact. And that's changed everything. This is the answer.
I saw very clearly and focused when you were here teaching from your course how much time, how much energy, how much focus was on what I would call emotional education or emotional intelligence, to really look at feelings, all kinds of feelings, and help people be aware of them and what the value is of all emotions. That was so important to you. And so, you know, Dr. Kataria was teaching people laughter yoga, and you could learn it in a few hours. You could maybe a day. 2 days was a very long workshop at that time to become a laughter yoga leader. I was teaching a 2-day workshop. And then we hear about this woman in France, and it's 5 weeks, it's 6, 7 weeks, and you come a week at a time, and maybe a few months later another week and another. How did you arrive at such an extensive curriculum? The course is so extensive and intensive. How did that happen?
Well, if you want just to learn some exercise to make people laugh, like laughter yoga, it is very short. But if you want to be honest with what you feel, because you are going to lead sessions for other people, and you don't know how they are and how they feel and what is their story, it takes a long time, because you have to go deep in yourself. When I came, you saw that in 5 days, it was not only teaching or speaking about emotions, it was also feeling these emotions. So it takes time. And also, it is 5 weeks, but now it is 3 weeks this year. We have decided to be short, and if people want more, they do some extra things, but they have not to do it. But why did we make 5 weeks? Because at the end of each week, they were asking, when can we come back? So we had to put something else. And also there is 10 teachers in the school, so they all teach something different. But now I have since synthesized, I will never do this work, this word, synthesized. Yes, it exists. I have put things all together to be short, and we made the circle of joie de vivre. And the circle of joie de vivre, it is our new technique not to forget anything, in fact. It's a beautiful ritual, it is the same word? Ritual?
Yes, ritual.
Ritual. It's a beautiful ritual on 10 steps.
I have a lot of people here helping to translate what you're saying.
Maybe they speak
From
French.
your English to my English.
You understand me, Steve? It's okay? Or not?
Together is better. Together we all will get it.
So we have this beautiful ritual in 10 steps, which make us go to the real laughter. In fact, we start connecting to ourselves. How do I feel? What do I need? How I am? After we connect to the nature, because I think it's important to go outside the house and to see the sky and to see the nature. And only after we connect to the others. When we are connected to us, connected to the nature, we are able to connect to the others. And after that, we make freedom for our emotions, all the emotions. We do exercise with all the emotions. And when we are clean with the emotions, we open our heart. We say how much we love each other, and we make love. Okay, do it quickly. We are French, we make love. And then after, we make a celebration of joy. And in the celebration of joy, we dance, we sing, we make mandala, human mandala. We make many, and we play many games. And after that, we make 3 minutes of laughter yoga. Yes.
So is this what you're referring to, the circle of joy?
The circle of joie de vivre.
This is the thing that you are most excited about right now. This is
yes, because there is all the rigology is in it. You can, if you do that in a festival, for example, during 2 hours, to people who never heard about anything, you are sure that at the end they are like this. And they are connected to their true joie de vivre in 2 hours only, even if they never did anything. And it is authentic. You have not something artificial, so you have not to pretend to laugh or things like that. You really open your heart your love and your joie de vivre, and that's fantastic. And it is funny too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very enjoyable. I'm sure it's very enjoyable, but it's very deep, and you have such a good way of leading people into this and making it safe for them to participate and to go to those emotional places. And a large part of that is because of who you are and your feeling for people, your compassion and your intelligence, combined. As we're coming to the end of this conversation, short amount of time, I'm wondering if you might have some advice or a word that you would share with the people who are here. Some are very experienced, have a lot of years of doing laughter therapy. Some are getting started. All are smart. All are compassionate. If somebody wants to continue in this, or they're getting started, do you have something that you would like to say, advice or encouragement? Take your time.
The story of laughter is just a way to love each other. I think the only interest of all what we do, it is that we found something funny to help people to love each other, to be in love with them, to make them love, and it's a love story. And I think that I choose very well my daddy, my laughter daddy, because really you tell me wonderful things, Steve. You are such a wonderful man, and Pam is exactly the mother I would like to have too. And I see again all my brother and sisters in the room.
That's right. Do you have a question? No? Okay.
And I want you to know that your English is wonderful.
Oh,
because my
me.
so
Thank you very much.
Corinne has always been self-conscious about her accent, and is she understandable, and isn't it wonderful? I mean, we understand you very well.
Oh, fantastic. You have beautiful ears.
Question before we say goodbye. Can you imagine if we could set up another time when Corinne could come to America?
Yes.
But not when she comes here. It's not something we do for a day. I mean, she really, it's 5 days. It's a long time. Well, you can't get it. Well, it's more than 1 day. Do you think that's something you would be interested in if we were to do that? Yes.
I come back next year. Kill Trump before, and when he's dead, I come. You want to keep your president?
When there's a new president.
I would protect you.
So put Trump outside and I come.
I'm going to put on my hat to celebrate with you, to say goodbye, to say
thank you.
au revoir.
Au revoir. I love you. Je vous aime.
I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. I'm so glad that more people get to meet you. And you see, we have encouragement now to do another workshop.
I will come back. I'm waiting for you. Bye-bye. Love.
Bye. Bye-bye.